You are listening to Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. Let's jump into these charts for the day. Cryptocurrencies are down. We had a decent week last week and the week before where the last up move started. But this week, we got a green spinning top right now. It could go red before the end of the week. As we look at the 195-minute chart, we can see where things started dropping off the deep end. In the morning on Tuesday the 1st, just really started hammering down and continued to do so throughout the day. Actually, this initial down move after several days of sideways sliding really started back on Sunday at about 8 p.m. Ran down until Monday evening, popped up a little bit in the early morning hours of Tuesday, and then rolled over. Right now, Bitcoin on the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart is down 3.88%. Haven't pierced the weekly trend line. Well, the 195-minute chart has just barely. Today, only the wick. And as we see on the weekly, just the wicks of the candles on the bigger charts have not. Candles just pushing through on the 195-minute chart. So we will keep a close eye on Bitcoin. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, a doji is what it showed before Ethereum made its pop-up last week. It had a doji beginning the 16th of September. And again, we had the most recent low. We had one that popped down. If we look at the low all the way back on the 5th of August, the week beginning then, it was 2,112. Then 4 weeks ago, it was 2,150. That was the low. And then 3 weeks ago, we had a volume low, but again, it wasn't as low as either of those priors. Then we had a doji 2 weeks ago. Then last week, we had the green up candle. So nothing really helping us out a whole lot with Ethereum, and now a doji. And as we look at the volume on the 2-day chart, which will be finished drawing tomorrow, we can see how Ethereum had run up through Friday, and then over the weekend on Sunday started moving down, and this Tuesday it is moving down. But like we said, really, really tromping down, just like Bitcoin started to do on Tuesday morning, and has just continued to run down. It's actually for the day down 5.59%. And this again is the real-time 24-hour-a-day chart for Ethereum. So we're seeing cryptocurrencies pull back strong. Now we look at what's going on with Bitwise, which is the top 10 cryptocurrencies weighted as per market share. It popped up last week after, Bitcoin had been going up for a few weeks, 2 weeks. Ethereum popped up nicely, and then, of course, we saw Bitwise, after trundling down for 3 weeks through the week of the 16th of September, really popped up last week, had some strong days, and now just a doji hanging out there. For the day down 1.62%. Probably more down movement to come unless Bitcoin just roars back tomorrow. We can see 2 days of strong down movement. Now, as we move from cryptocurrencies into real things, this isn't crypto, these are commodities. What do we see going on with sugarcane? Sugarcane had a banger week last week. Week before that, it even had higher volume. Last week, higher than average volume, and the price really popped up. This week, slowing down. Looks like it's slowing down significantly on volume and also not getting as high. We can see where on Friday morning and afternoon things popped over, down in the morning on Monday, and just sort of hanging in there on Tuesday, up some 0.74%, but not making those highs of the prior week. Corn, however, up 0.97% for the day, 0.97%. Corn made that turnaround starting on the week beginning September 3rd and has just continued to move on up. And in fact, this week, moving up even stronger and nicer. However, volume, we're keeping an eye close on volume. Great volume those first 2 weeks. Then, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, started slacking off. That's week beginning the 16th of September. Then last week down below that. We'll see where this week goes, but a nice day for corn. What about copper used in so many industrial processes? Up 0.88% for the day. Copper tough in there on Friday afternoon and particularly Monday morning, trying to recover some. Silver, great 3 weeks previously, just jumped off and started tearing up, starting on the week beginning September 9, then the week beginning September 16, and the week beginning September 23. Volume increasing all 3 of those weeks. Then this week we have red volume candle, meaning, of course, the candle opened lower than the prior close. And it's up 0.60% for the day. But the high this week, 29.06. Last week, 29.47. So a ways to go. What about energy? We'll take a look at natural gas. Natural gas trying to push up higher than it was last week. Let's see how it's done so far. 1645, 1657, up for the day, 0.24%. Natural gas had a nice turnaround. Interim low, then a dead week. That interim low was the week beginning the 26th of August. Then a doji that next week, September the 3rd. And then, of course, a green spinning top on September 9th and has just been hammering up since then quite nicely. And wheat, again, wheat's showing up nicely for the day, 2.10%. Not seeing a lot there as far as volume goes since the turnaround took place. Interim low back on the week beginning the 19th of August, dead week. And actually looks like it pierced, let's see. Did it pierce a little bit lower? I can't remember. 471, 470, yeah, by 4 cents. And then turned around that following week beginning September the 3rd. And again, has popped up nicely. That's where we are on our commodities. And lastly, let's start with real currencies. The British pound pulling back for the day. You can see hammering down in the morning, the afternoon, and left it on that half-day chart, just sitting right there on that weekly trend line. The 2-day started out, first day of the latest 2-day candle, also falling off sharply. Nice week last week. Again, haven't had much volume going into the 3rd week now since that doji, where again, the pound had gone up for 3 weeks really. Staved off that first week beginning September the 3rd. Then a doji with lots of volume. And then things took off, but again, not making those prior highs yet. And pulling back strongly, both on the first day of the latest 2-day candle and on this first day of the 2-day candle and today. Let's look at where we are on the euro. Euro dropping completely through that weekly trend line with the doji. Lots of indecision. Hammer down for the day on Tuesday. Really jamming down in the morning. About the same in the afternoon, down 0.78%. But overall, where things really pulled down, you can see that started on Friday afternoon, and then Monday morning, and then Tuesday, just again, pulling down strong. Euro losing a lot, dropping completely through that weekly trend line on the weekly chart, and of course pushing through on the 2-day and the half-day. Let's take a look at the yen. You know, the yen just tried to get itself running back up again, going higher than that first high that it hit back on the 5th of August, the week beginning then. And then, of course, the Japanese tried to control the currency and things popped down. Then we've seen it rise back up. But here, going into the second week, the yen is trying to get stabilized, it looks like, and try to take back some of those up movements. Of course, the Japanese, what? They export a lot. They don't want their currency really expensive. That's what I'm thinking. And we'll throw a new one in here we hadn't seen in a while. But it's been on a tear. It's the Australian dollar. It has been taking off these last 3 weeks, pulling back a little bit for the day, 0.50%. The high last week, 68.59. This week, 68.69. So it is up a little higher. We can see where things pulled back over the course of the day on Tuesday. But again, just a nice set of candles so far on the Australian dollar. That is where we are, my friends, charting cryptos, commodities, and currencies. Hope you appreciate just sort of broadening your view on things, letting you see some other things that are tracked with ETFs. It can be very, very fascinating. About whatever you're interested in, you can probably find an ETF dealing with it. So let your interests roam. The only thing you want is something you can track accurately. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.